the identification with form, body form and mind form, is a safety perch for the me self. But it's also the root of fear. Because the end of me, the end of the psychological construct of me as a separate entity, is existentially terrifying. So both existence and non-existence become the root of fear. If I exist, then I'm afraid to not exist. So I will cling to existence. When I say existence, the idea of myself as a separate, finite entity. Yeah? The identification with form, inner form and outer form. And if I experience or allow what we might call non-existence, which is surrender, letting go, allowing, softening, opening, all the qualities that we seek because we have tasted the peace and fulfillment that comes from that. But if I allow that, then it's the end of me, seemingly, yeah? And so that's also terrifying. So non-existence and existence become terrifying. Here we are, trapped in the prison of the safety perch of me as defined by being identified with thought form, emotional form, sense form, and so on. When we come close to this emptiness that is available, the emptiness of the me self, yeah? When we let go, when we surrender, a great terror, existential terror arises. We may experience that in meditation. We may experience that in solitude. Yeah. So here is the fear of aloneness. We may experience this in silence. And it's right here in that silence, in that aloneness, yeah, that the true invitation and power, yeah, transformative power of surrender comes in. It's the invitation to relax. It's the invitation to undo through relaxation the tight knot of the ego self, the me self, that is deriving its sense of identity from its experience, inner experience and outer experience. When we allow ourselves to relax, this is the stop. Yeah? Stop right here. When we allow ourselves to stop, to relax, to soften, to open, yeah, that's what we call death, ego death, death of the tight knot of me self, which doesn't actually exist, but we think it exists. Yeah, it's a psychological process rather than a thing. That's why it's a kind of dream state. It's not absolute reality, but it's experienced as a death. It's experienced as an emptiness. an abyss of emptiness. That's why aloneness or silence can be very scary, and there is a resistance to that. When we are willing and perhaps have the capacity to meet that abyss of emptiness, which sounds terrifying, but actually is an invitation to merge with the totality. It's where the singularity merges with the totality, comes to know itself as the fullness of existence. So non-existence and existence merge into one. Yeah, when we can meet that, even for a moment, whilst remaining as awareness, that's called awakening.